Hey guys and girls, my name's Dan and this is
Alex.
And welcome back to the Forge. In this episode of Trust Me, I'm a blacksmith. We're going to be making some more tongs for beginners, but this time we're going to cut the reins. So I've marked out this piece of stock. I'll show you up close in 2 seconds. Me and Alex are going to smith and strike him. We're going to be using a hot set, keep calling it hot set, it's hot cut. Hot cut. We're going to cut the reins, but first I'm going to make the nibs. I'm just going to talk a little bit about that, and then we'll get on. Okie smokies, right, this might be a two-parter, this one, which is not a problem, but I've got a little time constraint, so I've only got a couple of hours. So this is 1¼ by 5/8. No, it's not 5/8. Yeah, 16, 5/8. So yeah, or 30mm by 15, 16, something like that. It's a bit of dodgy old bar I found. And what we're going to do is we're going to first of all put the nibs on. Now, I don't like forging the nibs out of section that is thinner than it is thinner than its width, basically, because what happens is where you forge the material down, the material wants to swell this way as you forge it down, which is good, it's what we want, but as we hit it back into its section, if that's something that is needed, what tends to happen is you create, can you see this if I draw that, Alex?
Yeah.
Okay. What happens is the material does that as you forge it, the middle doesn't move, but the outside bits do, and then when you hit that, this bit here, I'll see if I drew it, ends up doing that. And that bit gets forged down there, and what ends up happening is you get a very thin layer here, but you've also got two sort of shear lines there. Now, for everything artistic wise, it's not a problem, but for tongs, you are putting here, where the nib would be, you are putting just behind the nib, you're putting a shut. And that is where they break. They're going to break there. That's why I don't like these. I'm using this hot cut to cut down here, and I found the centre with an adjustable square, and I've just marked down the middle, and that about inch intervals, about as wide as my hot cut. I've just marked a centre punch mark, and then basically that'll hopefully let me find the middle. It's important to remember that this point wants to be the opposite side to this point. If you don't do that, your tongs will not come out right, because whatever happens on this side, you repeat on this side but the right way around. You'll have two nibs on the wrong side, and then when you go to cut the reins off, you won't have a hinge plate on one. I think that's everything. Right, let's get on. So I'm also going to make these Smith & Wesson, Smith & Striker with Alex. So the first thing I'm going to do, and I suggest you guys do this, especially if you're having trouble getting your nibs in right, is I'm just going to take a bit of round bar. This is about 10mm or 3/8 round. Yeah, go on. Right over the, that's it, and again, and again, and again. Just straighten that down for me. And again, that's it. One more. Yep, nice and hard. And again, and again. Whoa, one more. Just using the 3/8 round just to put this set down in from my mark, and then I'm just going to use this round side just to get some of this material out. Now I want to be careful not to get a shut there, so I'm going to get that hot again. Okay, so just going to take this. This down to about roughly half the thickness of my material. And also what I want to be doing is making sure that I shunt this over left to one side. So what I was talking about before with the squeezing is starting to happen here, and I'll show you this in a minute. Right, back in the fire. Okay, in order to avoid that shut from causing me problem, I'm trying to work this as high temperature as possible. I always find doing these videos and talking makes it quite difficult to do that all the time, but we all have our own vices to deal with. Right, back in the fire. So this is my last heat here, and I've just taken this ever slightly hotter, and I'm just going to take the corners off, flatten the end in, and I quick brush off. Just get Alex here, just give me a little flap again. One more. Gently. Gently. Yep. Yep. One. Thank you, Alex. Okay, so that's one side done. Okay. Now, because I'm a scaredy cat, I'm just going to take this at a slightly lower temp. Yeah. And just sort of get this cut in first. Yeah. 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 Okay. Right, put this back in the fire. Yep. 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 Hang on. Yep. 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 Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to make a cut for the back of the hinge plate, he says, hopefully. Where's that? There he is there. Hang on. Yep. 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 Okay, hang on. Just swap hands. Yep. 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 Sorry. Yep. 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 One more. Yep. 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 Whoa. A bit thin there, isn't it? Okay, so we've got a bit of aluminium just down, and this is a H13 chisel, so I don't need to quench it. Yep. 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 Back in the fire. Right, just I'm doing this at a slightly lower temperature because I want it to shear a little bit, and I'm taking advantage of the colder temperatures for that shearing. And Alex is starting to feel it now, aren't you?
No.
Go on. Okay, so the video I watched, he said about making sure you knock the corner or the bevel end in first. This does two things. Gives you reasonably round stock once you start doing the other side. And also it helps prevent that from folding over. And again, giving you another shut. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not impressed with the outcome of these so far. I think I was supposed to film a bit and I missed it. But in essence, what I want to do is take the corners off of what is essentially a rhombus and turn it into an octagon. And actually, now I've started to do that, they don't look too bad, do they, Alex? I've got a bit of a sharp feeling, but
Average.
You should say average. There's as much work in these to get these round as there is just to forge them out. So now I'm just working down the length a bit more, just trying to get this back bit round. And then I think after I've rounded it up, I'm just going to forge it into a semicircle. I'm just going to take this hinge plate over the far end, and again, concentrating on that corner. See if I can get that in a bit. I don't want to forge any more of that netting now. I think I'm just going to get Alex with a set hammer just to give me a hand there. Not happy. But, yeah, one. Oops, sorry, it's me, it was me. One. 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 Okay, cool. Get that a bit hotter. Yeah, it's gone a bit narrow there. I think I made a bit of a mistake there. Yeah, they're too narrow, aren't they? Right, that's one half done. I'm going to have to leave it now because I've run out of time ever so slightly, but quite a bit of fiddling around to get that to look right. I'm not happy with the thickness here. I was always told it should be about 2/3, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this side should be 1/3 and this side should be about 2/3. So the back of the rein that comes out should be about here. But whether or not that's right or not, I don't know. If you are in a pinch, this would get you out of trouble, especially if you're having trouble drawing the reins out. But I do have a way of making this rein work a bit better, so I'm going to try that next week. I think I'm not going to finish these because I'm not happy with this hinge plate. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Just that you see that there. Not terrible. You can see that's the sharp edge as well. Maybe that wanted grinding down a bit, but I was trying to forge it as opposed to do that, which is probably my fault. And you can't quite see it here, but that's where that fold is I was explaining at the beginning of the video. Anyway, lots of learning done. There's a bit of learning going on there. I know how to fix it, I think, but do I think we're not being much better than draw it out. I think drawing out's quicker, especially if you haven't got a striker. This will take a long time on your own. But what I'll do is I'll leave a link to a couple of videos that I used. The one video I did watch was some farriers making a set, and they make a really pucker set, but they did have lots of top tooling, and I was sort of umming and ahhing about getting into top. For this, all you need is a chisel and probably a flatter and someone with a sledgehammer, so it's reasonably low tooling. I mean, if you haven't got a chisel and you ain't got a flatter, you're short a few blacksmith tools, I think. Yeah. Pretty essential, aren't they? Anyway, so they came out okay. I mean, if they were your first pair of tongs, they'd be really good. If they, your 10th pair of tongs are still really good. I wouldn't personally make some of those, I don't think. But anyway, I'm gonna have another go. So it's not the end of this. So thank you for tuning in. Did you have a good time?
Yeah. I think it's easier, when you've got 2 bits of stock, and that you're cutting out a piece of stock to give you 2 bits of stock.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think it's much a bit different, but yeah, we had some fun. We learned something, and you've been helping me all day doing some cutting. You may have seen that already in the video previously. 1 second. Right, we've been doing a bit of cutting for some stuff that you will see in a video soon. Hopefully, hammer time video. You've had fun doing that as well, haven't you? Yeah. Right, so this is part 1 of this series. I will do this again, so it's probably going to be 3 videos now instead of 2, but that's okay. So thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this video. We've really enjoyed making it. Have you enjoyed it?
Yes.
You're full of beans, aren't you?
Absolutely.
If you did like this video, remember to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you are a subscriber, remember ring that bell for notifications, because it might tell you when I make a video, it might not. If you do want to know more about that, you need to check out the notifications on your settings if you want to get full notifications of my content. Drop comments down below, let me know what you thought of this, tell me where you think I went wrong, tell me where you think I went right, perhaps. And that's everything.
Bottle opener will be eventually.
Oh yeah, we've got to do the bottle opener. Actually, you're not here next week.
No.
Anyway, okay. We will do the bottle opener. So, thanks for joining in. I will leave a link to a video up here of the farrier video where I watched for this one. I'll leave a link down here to something else. Oh, also I know Chandler Dixon did one. This is my Patreon. It's probably above his head, and that down there is to subscribe. So, thanks for joining us guys. See you later. Bye bye.